Actually, I meant to start off with knight f3. Oh well, we'll play this out. Go knight f3 next. Threaten to play the London system, maybe. So he's going for a King's Indian setup, it looks like. He hasn't moved his d pawn. Anyway, I'm going for a fianchetto King's Indian. He plays c5 instead of d6. That's a bit rare. Do I want to let him take? I take back. Probably not, no. Creates a hole in my center. I mean, this gives his bishop good scope, so it makes sense. It's a move to play. So we've gotten into kind of a Benoni, where I've got a fianchetto setup. Interesting. Not the usual move at all. The usual kind of position, I guess. It's, let's see, when black plays the Benoni, the fianchetto is a very common idea. I don't know if white fianchettoing in the Benoni is, it's not common, I think. That's castle. Oh, a Czech Benoni. Very closed position. I have an idea here. Instead of just pushing my pawn to e4, which is not needed anymore because this is very solidly defended, let's put a knight on e4 and then try and get in the move f4 to open things up. So he took. He's going to play f5, I guess. But when he plays f5, I could go to g5. I could put my bishop there first. Then if he moves the queen, then I could put my knight there. And if he blocks with the bishop, I can take it with the knight, get out of trouble that way. Sometimes you can also play moves like here to here with the knight and sacrifice a pawn here just to break in. Okay, so I have to play actively here. I can't be bothered defending this pawn. Gotta save the knight. He has to take it or give up the rook, so I assume he will take. Yeah. So let's lift the queen. I want the queen out of the way so I can bring a rook over and chase his queen. When I chase his queen, it might go to this square, which would be annoying. So let's start with this move. I also have ideas of bringing my queen out over on this side of the board. Try and do something with that bishop. Actually, I could have played f4 immediately too. Okay, so he dropped back with the queen. I think there's a danger he could trap my bishop, huh? By playing a h6 there. I can save my bishop with f5, I guess. f4. So he plays h6, I play f4. He attacks my bishop. I take the pawn. He takes back. And I take with the bishop, so I'm okay. Can I get more? I don't know, I'm just going to lift up the queen and bring the rook over. Or maybe put this rook here. Yep, kind of an unusual position. Guess I won't bother moving my rooks if he moves his queen out of the way already. So, you know, taking was not possible because his rook is defending that pawn. So my idea of how to save my bishop was all wrong. So we can't push this pawn forward. I pushed my pawn to give me force there. Yeah, I guess I'm threatening to move my bishop to h6 too. I have a passed pawn thanks to all those exchanges. Yeah, maybe this is not a bad position for me. I really didn't know how to evaluate it, honestly. This was a bit dangerous with the bishop out here. But he hasn't developed. At some point that could cause him trouble, pain. And am I threatening to take there? I guess I am. Yeah, it's not a big threat. It's defended. Okay, let's attack here. Yeah, now what? Put the bishop here. Threatened to take here. He takes. It's defended. Oh, it's not defended. I go here. He takes. I take his bishop. He takes back, and then I round up that pawn. I mean, if he takes, it's a doubled pawn here, which won't be so easy for him to defend. And now I am threatening to take. I am threatening to take. Rook and bishop and pawn converging on this square. Brr. I wonder if he's feeling the cold now. The cold wind. Count the pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's a pawn up. That's right. He's nabbed a pawn over here. Still, I think I'm okay. I just have to be careful not to go into a bad endgame. So he develops. Let's take. check is good for something, isn't it? Oh, not good for much, is it? I don't know why I didn't think he could just trade. Yeah, now I can defend the pawn, and I don't really have much of anything. The knight went back. So I can double up over here. Could have grabbed that. I should have grabbed that pawn when I had the chance instead of that queen move. And, okay, I have to take the bishop. That's why the point of his knight move was, I guess. And I can take here. Yeah, there's a danger here, right, of a potential pin, but I don't think he has time to do it. So we ended up with the even pawns. Got my pawn back, and I do have this protected passer. So maybe it is okay after all. Just have to dislodge that knight, huh? Which actually is going to be hard, huh? Hard to dislodge. Clever, clever. He's going for the bishop. Gunning for that bishop. Just go for the repetition here. Looks like he's got a, if I ever back off from that repetition, looks like he's got a good position, so I had to go for it. Okay, yeah, interesting game. Let's get another game going here. Play a rapid game this time. Right again. Yeah, knight f3, that's what I wanted to play. And I didn't necessarily want to play d4, knight f3. And c4 is the idea. Go for a Reti. Maybe even a double fianchetto. Okay, let's open up on this side first. Then this side. So we get the double fianchetto. And black gets his two knights out. And I should slow down. Yep, so I can play d4 here. He takes, I take, he takes, I take. Comes out all right. But I probably should just take here first. So it's one of the ideas in this position, trade your wing pawns for center pawns, reduce and weaken the center. I'll leave him with a pawn here that I could attack. Oh, he could take with the knight too, but yeah, taking with the pawn makes more sense. It gives him more control over these squares. A slight weakness there. I think I will go with d3 and knight d2. If I go with knight c3, I'll probably push this pawn. Could go with d4, but that blocks my bishop. But if I don't play d4, he can play d4 himself and block my bishop that way. Okay, I'm going with d4. Well, at least I thought about the move that time. d3, d4, knight d2. Well, depending on what he plays here, I might be able to play knight c. Okay, let's get castled. So this is starting to look like a Tarrasch. We get an isolated queen's pawn position. I takes back with the bishop. I put the knight here, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. So yeah, I have enough force to put a piece there. And with a piece there, then I can develop here. Yeah, I can, I guess. Although I have to be careful I don't undefend my knight there. But blockade that pawn. And e3 is now a logical move. I could maybe try and create a hanging pawn position. If you take the knight, he'll take back with a pawn, and I push here. And if he ever moves this bishop out of the way and pushes this pawn forward, this will be the classic hanging pawns. I think that's maybe a nice idea, because I can put the rook here, and having the fianchetto already in place is usually pretty good. So we will start with this and want to restrain the pawns. He could put the bishop here. I guess I would move my queen. Maybe queen here, attacking his bishop. I really want to, okay, just moved it out of the way. Yeah, I really wanted to get a rook there on the c file. So more pressure on the d pawn. Rook here, queen up, rook here would be ideal. I lift the queen up, it's undefended, so I need to be careful, make sure there's no tricks. He could attack my queen here with the knight. That would lose a pawn. All right, knight takes, pawn takes, I take the queen, he takes back, and then I grab the pawn. So he goes there to that square. Let's bring the rook over. Not sure where the knight is going from here. Maybe he's trying to induce me to move a pawn forward. This pawn is loose. So if I can move my knight with tempo. Oh, that's what he wanted to do. Okay, so this is two pieces for a rook and two pawns. It's not bad, not bad. Clever idea. After I take, he takes, can lift my queen, he takes a rook, I take back. Just want to think about where to put my queen. Maybe on the F file, but he's got a solid bishop there. Well, I'll just stay out of the way of this knight. Bring the queen. It'd be nice to put the queen on this file, but I can't. Can't get there. So there we have it. Yeah, I've moved the rook away from the c file, so I don't have any threat on the c pawn anymore. Although he can't push the c pawn forward very easily. With all this pressure on it. Could move my knight here and park it on c4 maybe, c5. Threaten to take this at the right time. Can I get my queen to c3 here and have this battery going? Yeah, start with knight a4 and then queen c3, which will threaten that and also threaten this pawn. Right, if the queen were here, there would be this threat and this threat. So I just need to move the knight out of the way. Yeah, I don't have any killer knight moves. Aha, he just pushes forward. Gives up this pawn right away. Oh, he's going to put his bishop there. He doesn't give up the pawn. He trades. So if I go here, he takes. I will take back, and then he pushes that pawn again. Let's go here to stop that pawn from coming forward. He's playing well. Found that nice tactic. Now he's trading off my light squared bishop, which was a strong piece and always had pressure on this diagonal. It's going to be hard for him to defend this pawn, though. So we will end up in a situation where I've got two pieces against a rook, and he will have one extra pawn, I think. Oh, he found a way to defend, huh? Yeah, bought himself some time to defend. So let's go here, see if we can stop that pawn. Yeah, if we defends there, yeah, he defends there and we trade everything out. If we trade everything out on this square. Well, I do have an extra piece. Let's see if I can use it here. I don't see a way. Well, I didn't see it either. Didn't see a way for him to defend the d pawn, but he found a way. I don't see a way for him to defend the c pawn. And then the d pawn might fall. I don't want to get too optimistic because I've been wrong before. But, well, this is why two pieces are better than a rook. You can use them to just overpower the rook on any particular square. The downside is the two pieces are require more moves to maneuver around, but they were in a good position already to start with. So let's go ahead and take here. So what's going to happen? He's going to give a check. No, there isn't a check there because he's got there is no check because it's covered by the rook. He could sacrifice the rook and try and take the knight. Ah, he just tries to take the queen. No tricks. Let's just go to the back rank where I am defending the rook. Maybe it needs some defense. He wants to push this pawn forward. Can put my rook here. And I'll be threatening to take with the knight. So he doubles that way. Let's pin. Maybe he's just going to try and win some pawns here, putting the rook here. Yeah, that's what it looks like. So he can go here, but I can take it. Where is the fork? The fork is here and here. Anyway, let's get the rook over to defend a bit. I mean, get the knight over to defend. Yeah, my bishop's a little short of squares, huh? Okay, knight here. It's the queen. Maybe I should have moved to here first. Okay, yeah, knight here. And protects against this. Well, you're not mating me. You can't give up the queen. Cannot do that. Okay, well, it was a good try. He kind of had me on the run for a bit there. But, yeah, that was too much. You can resign now, if you want to, sir. Okay, he resigned. Let's take a quick look at this on the analysis board. I mean, this is pretty interesting. The thing about the knight, in addition to attacking here and here, is also going here. So he's already in a bit of trouble. If he just moves the queen, he can do this kind of thing. And then I just have an extra piece here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But he has 2 pawns for the piece. So I'm a little better, but maybe it's difficult to win. But he was actually getting the advantage here So it was this hasty rook move that got him into trouble. I was expecting him to just take here. And he's, you know, got 2 passers. I still have the 2 pieces versus the rook. But, yeah, he's starting to look good. Yeah, that breakthrough on the second rank here was good. This was good. He doubled. So maybe I should have done something to stop him from coming to the second rank. But do I have anything that does that? It's not easy to prevent. Anyway, good game. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.